Alright, I crushed it today. Ran the Laurel Highlands hiking trail, 50K. My time was like 4:49, I think. Give or take a minute, depending on when they started the clock, which I crushed. My goal was 5 hours, so I came in 10 minutes under. The goal was 5 hours because I looked at the average times the past like 10 years, and at 5 hours would have gave me the win, so that's what I was shooting for. I didn't really think I could finish anything under 5. I knew I was capable of it, but I wasn't really expecting it. Of course, then again, after last weekend, the technical of World's End, finishing at 5:02, even though missing that 0.7, I felt like this is more runnable, and it's a hell of a lot easier than World's End. So I knew if I brought my A game, I could finish under 5, but 5 was the goal, and I think it was like a 9:40 pace, or 9:39:47 was the overall pace, and actually hitting 9:39 on my watch. Whatever, when I finished, GPS only picked up like 29 miles or 30 miles, whatever it is. I have to look again. It's never right when I'm running this because of the switchbacks and the downhills. I touched all the delineator mile markers except for mile 6. I missed it somehow, so that sucked, because that's always like my goal is to hit every one, give a little tap. It's just tradition, and I say it brings me good luck. At the start, well, it was cold this morning. It's only 58 degrees right now, and it's chilly still. It was raining a little bit in Ohio, Powell. Got a nice, well, I got a nice quick pre-race in, a couple P's around the park. The start line asked people the 2 names that I was worried about. Only one of them answered. The other one just, I think, looked at me, but I knew it was him. Guess he didn't want to say what his name was, or was worried or something. I don't know, whatever. I took off from the start. I led the whole race, which was shocking. Nobody wanted to turn and burn right out the gate. I wasn't playing around. I wanted to hit the first hill ahead of everybody, so I didn't get stuck behind anybody and lose time. So the first like 2 miles before we hit the hill, I was just flying and going a little harder than I probably should have. And then that first hill, probably redlined a little bit, because I know I hit 160 from a heart rate. Well, a little bit above. I think it was like a 164 a couple times when I saw it, which is usually a big mistake, because then I start using a hell of a lot more energy, burning more calories than need to. But I still felt all right. I tried to attack the hills as much as possible today. I didn't really walk too much of the hills. I might have walked maybe 2 minutes the whole race, just to give myself a little bit of break. Like, as soon as my legs started burning, I took like a 5-second break, so they didn't actually burn. And then I just went and ran again. Well, not run, but like jog up them, trying to conserve as much time as possible in the bank. Like I said, my goal time was like a 9:39 or 40, whatever it was. And I know that I looked at my watch a couple times and it was over that, so I did get a little worried, but I managed. Yeah. I know after the first hill, and I got past the outlook, there was a couple miles of run, so I turned it back on after that. But again, I didn't see nobody behind me at all day long from the 50K. Like, even that first, we'll call it the first 7-8 miles, with the gate to 8, whatever people call it, the first 3 big hills, I would look back, never saw a soul coming up behind me, so I knew I had a couple minute lead, which was relaxing a little bit since I didn't have pressure, but at the same time, I didn't want to let off the gas at all, because I knew if I let off the gas at all, you know, that would put me over the 5-hour mark, and I was trying my damnedest not to hit that. I don't know, it was pretty straightforward all day long. I just kept running and running. I did get locked in like I'd never been locked in before for about 10 miles. I think it was like the first aid station. I can't remember. It was the first or second aid station. I'm pretty sure it was the first. I didn't even want to stop. I was so locked in, running. I felt probably the best I ever felt during a race. And even like the people at that aid station just knew it. Like I was calling out when I saw the aid station. I was like, water up, water up. Like getting it ready, because I didn't even want to spend any time in there. I just wanted to get and go, because I knew I was so locked in, and if I got out of it, it would just suck, and then it would cost me time. Luckily, I was in there and out pretty quick, and got my 2 bottles filled up. I carried my belt today, so like I had 2 10s on me with noon cherry limeade with caffeine, which I'm really liking now, because I think that caffeine just keeps me alert a little bit, and maybe even doesn't make me as hungry. It's just something without caffeine, or it just makes me run faster because I have caffeine in my system, since I don't have or drink caffeine that much. But luckily I got out of that aid station quick enough where I was still riding at wave for another couple miles. I think I started passing the 70 milers. It was after the first aid station, so after mile 11, I want to say like the 13 mile range, 14 mile range is when I started passing them. I thought it might be a little sooner. I was expecting maybe like mile 10, but it was a little bit later. I passed probably about 100 people, at least in the 70 miler, because I was pushing and they were conserving energy. So I just kept picking them off, using them as fuel every time I would see one. But I did say to everyone, or I tried to, hey, I'll see you at the finish, at your finish later. I got cowbell for you. So that was me. If you're watching this and you did the 70 today, that was me who said, I got cowbell, see you at the finish. I mean, pretty much everybody looked good that I passed. I mean, I don't know how they feel now, but I did hit a wall at one point, which really got me worried, because like the energy just like left me. I started getting a little headache, and my stomach was got a little hungry. That had to be like right before mile 19, maybe. Yeah, it was before the 19 mile aid station, because I got some like little bacon and some potatoes there, and honey stinger waffle. It helped some, but it still wasn't enough fuel to refuel me. So I was running calorie efficient all day. I tried to have watermelon at the next aid station. I think that was it. Yeah, next 2 aid stations I hit watermelon. I tried to eat some pretzels at the one, I think 7 Springs. I just spit them right out because my mouth was just so dry I couldn't even chew them. I took ginger ale at all aid stations to keep my stomach settled, give me a little mental boost. But I just plugged away really hard all day long. A lot better than I thought. Even though I had that couple mile crash, it was nothing major. Of course, 7 Springs sucked as usual. Just being out in the open and just the grassy road fill, not being on the trail. probably about mile 22, my legs started feeling it a little bit. That's when my pace, I know my pace slipped a little bit. I was in the 10s. I was looking at my watch, but I knew I had enough time to hit my 5 mile mark, or my 5 hour mark. So like we'll just say like 13 miles left. We'll say like mile 19, whatever. You know, if you times it times 10, that's how much time I had left to get to the finish. Plus 10 minutes. So I think I had to finish like, I could do like 11-minute miles and still be good. Even though I wanted to go a lot faster than that. Fucking mail truck. Fucking with his lights on, fucking passing me. What an asshole. Anyway. I just plugged away, and like I said, as I kept looking, knowing that if I maintained like an 11, I would finish in 5. So anything under 11-minute miles would give me under. I wasn't expecting to maintain it. Some of the little hills, like I said, I took a little bit, like those little walk breaks. Definitely more so in the second half of the race, just because I didn't want to burn up and blow up my legs. I then just dropped from like a 10-minute or 9-minute pace to like a 13, 14 or less, and have people catch me, because I had no idea all race what was going on behind me, where anybody else stood. So I couldn't let off the throttle. Again, I didn't want to. Yeah, between mile 22 and like 26 just sucked. I just felt so drained. But then after that 26 aid station range, whatever it is, I'm not sure the mileage marker of that last aid station. I got a couple watermelon in me, and that's more, I wouldn't say it's more runnable, but there's not really, the hills aren't as bad, or elevation change isn't as bad. So that was a relief. And I just kept ticking away. I knew I had like an hour and 10 minutes the last 5 miles to do. So again, 11-minute mile pace to finish. I was passing people like I said, we'll say 13, 14 on until I finished. I was passing people. There was a lot more little bridges today than I remember from before, over like little creek crossings. I did take my time on those because I didn't want to slip. You know, one little slip, then I'm done for the day. In the back of my mind all race, I was worried about the finish line, because of the way where it turns. Just in the back of my mind, I was worried that I was gonna miss it. Luckily I didn't, because they had a nice sign this year. There was a sign before, 50K turn ahead, and then the actual 50K turn. So that was good. Very proud of how I did today. Should shut some people up and talk some shit from last week after World's End. Plus, it just proves that it wasn't a fluke. So this is like the third 50K now that I've done in like 5 hours. So I definitely can do it. And this had what, 6,000 feet of elevation change. Well, up. I think like 4,000 down. Give or take, we'll say like 200 either way. So there wasn't as much decline as World's End, but it wasn't as technical, so I could run a little bit more. I don't know. I guess I just ran smart. all day today. I was happy how I ran smart. It was kind of shocking, but that when I got locked in, that really helped today. If I didn't get that locked in, we'll say I would have finished in like 5:10. We'll add in like 20 minutes. I probably showed it a little too much when I crossed the finish line. We'll see. Gotta be happy with your accomplishments. Didn't see a lot of friends today. I probably spent maybe between 5 and 7 minutes at the all the aid stations total today. I probably couldn't have cut much more or been able to. I guess I was more worried the last 5 miles that I was just going to drop off somehow and then get past. So I'm thankful that didn't happen. But the pace I was on, I really wasn't expecting anybody else to do a 5-hour. Because according to the results history, there really isn't. There's usually just like one person that goes under 5. Then the rest are like at least like a 5:10. I think the first relayer, or relay team, whatever, came in like 5-10 minutes after me. And then second place overall, I think, came in 20 minutes behind me. I'd have to look at the results to know for sure. But I definitely had it in the bag. Then after I changed, drank my Fit Aid, got my buddy's chair, and we went down to the where we turn up for the 50K, because that way we could watch the 70 milers come through and the 50K finish. Probably did that for like 2 to 3 hours, just cheering people on with cowbell and taking videos and pictures of people. It's kind of a fun time, just cheering everybody on, encouraging them. Like the 70 milers were saying, hey, we'll see you in Seward. He kept saying, we'll see you in Seward 2 hours, even though they still got like, what was it? Like 39 miles to go. They all laughed at him. And then like the 50Kers, when they would come in, we were telling them to sprint it out, sprint it out. Like you would see, if you get to watch any of the videos, like you can see like the people like sprinting up that last like 10th to the finish. So that was fun. Just like bullshitting the people, you know, giving them encouragement all day long. But other than that, I guess nothing really exciting happened. I don't know. I guess just after last weekend, this was just like total redemption. I'm glad I was able to do it. Yeah, so I wore my Peregrines, my Gators, my Rockin' the Dog socks, my 2XU camo shorts. I went shirtless. I took music, wore my hat, and then, like I said, I wore my belt. Music definitely helped me today. Staying positive. My music was actually on point today. Like, it seemed like 90% of the day, the songs were all like upbeat and motivating. Except for like actually near the end. The last couple of miles I cycled through some. It was kind of weird that it like waited to the end like to find some poopy songs that I really didn't feel like listening to. But yeah, I was actually singing when I was running today. Some Dre came on, some Cisco, DMX. I was out there singing. So I was running actually a pretty comfortable pace, being able to actually like sing out loud, not just in my mind. I was actually singing out loud just to test myself and my how my lungs were. So that just shows like how comfortable I was actually running today. Because as I have a conversation with myself by singing, I don't know if people heard me or not. There were some people, I tried to stop when I got near people. So anything I was weird, but whatever. I guess that's about it. Got a cool plaque. Finishers Award. They upped their game this year for the 50K instead of medals. We got actually, like, you'll have to look later, but it's an actual cool plaque with a cool design on it. Even the like the finisher 50K plaque, it's like, we'll call it a coaster, like a coffee coaster. It's actually really nice. The description I'll put on the bigger one. I didn't get to look at the coaster looking thing. I think it's the same thing but smaller, but the overall had like a 31 mile marker, like an actual like picture of it with like their Laurel Highlands design on it. But I might have talked some shit yesterday to some people. The one race director bib pickup, I was like, I'm coming to win tomorrow. He's like, really? I was like, yes. And then when I saw him at the finish line, I looked at him, I was like, I told you. So yeah, to bring that point up, the first person to locally win the 50K, and I'm pretty sure the first local person to win either of the two, because I don't think a local person ever won the 70 either. So I'm the first person, I believe, to ever win either of the two races. And I'll even go as far as to say the relays as well. So I'm very happy with that and proud of that, because it's about damn time after 43 years somebody local actually won one of the races. It's usually like somebody from out of state or like Pittsburgh, but this is the first time that somebody actually local to the trail, will say, like sort of an Ohio pal that actually won it. I could be wrong about the 70 because if somebody like changed their address on Ultra Sign Up or whatnot, but I'm pretty positive nobody local has ever done it. So I'm gonna hang that feather in my cap. At least the 50K. Yeah, so definitely the 50K, nobody local has ever won it. So I will hang my hat on that, take that to the bank. So, all right, enjoy this. See you guys later.